But our parents, you know, the cause of grief and the cause of joy in both situations, how much are we attached to them? If something was to happen to our parents, how difficult is it? If someone's had a parent that's passed away, how hard is it to deal with it? It's a difficult situation. But the Prophet of Allah, we should be more attached to him than we are to our parents and to our children. We should be more attached to him. And if we're not more attached to him, then it doesn't work. What do you think the Sahaba worried about? What do you think the Sahaba worried about? They're worried about being with the Prophet of Allah. That was their major concern. Where is he? What's he doing? Like now we have the rumour mill about, you know, celebs. You know what they call them? Celebs? They're kind of like lebs, but not quite. Well, they act like them. So they're celebrities, you know. Everyone wants to know what are they doing, where are they going, what did they eat, what did they drink, what's the new dance routine they've got, what's the new diet they're doing, what implant they've got, and if it failed or whatever, and what surgery. That's how it was for the Prophet of Allah, the best of people. They were always, where'd he go? Where'd he come? What happened? One of the Sahabiyat after Uhud, well, even in Uhud, the Battle of Uhud, they wear masks, you know, the masks that cover you like that. And the Prophet was hit, and the mask went into his mouth. And one of the Sahabis, what did he do? He got his teeth to break it, to pull it out from the face of the Prophet of Allah. He broke his teeth. He wasn't thinking. That's the type of love. It's not just a rational love, it's an irrational love too. It's rational, because we understand why we do it. But our connection, in other words, our hearts, like, why does someone love someone? Have you ever seen two people together and you're like, what happened there? What's going on with those two? But they love each other, that's it. It's irrational love. It doesn't really make sense in its essence. Why does someone like sweet and why does someone like or love sweet? Why does someone love bitter or sour? This is inexplicable. So should that percentage of love be for the Prophet of Allah. And that's how it was with the Sahaba. And when he came back from Uhud, one of the Sahabiyat, what happened? They told her her father died. She goes, what about Rasulullah? They told her her brother died. What about Rasulullah? They told her her son died. What about Rasulullah? Father, son, there might have been another one. I think that was it. Son really said that. Father, son, brother. I think that was the three of them. She said, what about your Rasulullah? What about? She says, no, I don't care. He's fine. Oh, no, he's not. I want to see him. I want to make sure he's all right. And they told her, and he came and she saw him. She said, now I'm relaxed. And then the next time, after the Sahabiyat, this is the females, they heard that something happened to the Prophet ﷺ. One of them, she came with her baby. She goes, Ya Rasul, take my baby. What for? Use him in the war. What's he going to do? Use him as a shield, she said. Use my son, infant, as a shield. No, go away, like what are you talking about? But look at the love they have. Look at the love they have. One time the Ansar, they were just sitting crying in the group. The Ansar, people of Medina. Abu Bakr, Umar, what's going on? You know, we miss Rasulullah, he doesn't give us the time, blah, 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 this and that. And he went and he was sick. He got on the minbar and he gave him a khutbah. He goes, you know, the Ansar have paid me my due. They've paid me my due, he said. This is what he said when he got on the minbar, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But no one can pay the due of the Ansar. Love the Ansar because I love the Ansar. That's how they were. That's how their love was for the Prophet of Allah and it continued even after his death. One time Abu Bakr Allah Mardanu and Sayyidina Umar Allah Mardanu, they went to see one of the Sahabiyat that the Prophet used to visit. And then when they got there, she started crying. Why are you crying for? She goes, oh, because he's in another place, alayhi salatu wasalam. And the wahi stopped, and then they started crying. And another time, Sayyidina Bilal, after the Prophet died, he couldn't even stand to be in Medina anymore. Couldn't stand to be there anymore. So what he did was he moved to Syria, to Sham. And then he saw the Prophet in his dream. He said, Bilal, you don't visit me anymore. That's not the visiting, that's what the Imam's talking about. He goes, you don't visit me anymore. So he came back to Medina, and they said, come on, make the adhan. They jeered him up. He made the adhan. He couldn't even finish the adhan. When he said, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, he fell apart. And everyone in Medina came out, what is Rasulullah saying back? They all fell apart. They were crying. They were all losing it because of the connection they had with the Prophet of Allah. What was their concern? The Sahaba is to be around the Prophet of Allah. That's it. They didn't have any other concern. That was their own, because if they're with the Prophet, they're with Allah. And there's heaps of different riwayat about the Prophet ﷺ, one of them is Khubayb, he was in Mecca, they trapped him in Mecca, they put him in one of those stocks and they were beating him. And then one of the Quraysh, who later on became Muslim, he said to him, wouldn't you be happier if the Prophet ﷺ was in your place and you were at home with your family? That's what are you talking about? He goes, I don't care what happens to me, as long as even a prick, like a prick of a rose, doesn't prick the Prophet ﷺ. I'd rather suffer all this punishment. And the Sahaba that came to the Prophet ﷺ said, Ya Rasulullah, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't. What's the problem? The Prophet says, he goes, we're with you now. We're with you now, Ya Rasulullah. But later on, you're going to be somewhere else. You're going to be in a different station with the prophets. And where are we going to be? What's our place going to be? And he goes, the person is with the one they love. The individual is with the person that they love. So that was their concern. Another scenario that is not unsimilar to that one is when same thing happened. They came to the Prophet ﷺ, they said, Ya Rasulullah, you're going to be with the Anbiya, and we're just going to, unfortunately, we're not going to be anywhere near you. You're going to have a high station. And so Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed the verse in Kana. Sorry, wrong one. Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed the verse. Allah Azza wa Jalla, this is the verse. The one who obeys Allah and the Prophet of Allah, verily those are the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed. Na'im has been bountiful to. And they'll, like the prophets, the Siddiqeen, the martyrs, and the righteous. And they will be with them. And that is the best of all abodes. There's no abode better than being with the Prophet ﷺ. So the ulama talked about it and said that that doesn't necessarily, wasila is the name of the Jannah of the Prophet ﷺ. It doesn't mean we'll be in the Jannah of the Prophet ﷺ. It means the Prophet will come and visit and we'll see the Prophet of Allah ﷺ. And then, look, one of the servants of the Prophet of Allah ﷺ, the Prophet of Allah ﷺ, he said to the Prophet, there's two riwayat. One is Rabi'a ibn Ka'ab al-Aslami, and there's another one as well. They say that he was the servant of the Prophet ﷺ, and one time he bought him his water for wudu, and he bought him all these things, and he had a look on his face. So the Prophet ﷺ said, ask what you will. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, I asked that al-murafaqa fil jannah. I asked to be with you in paradise. So what's in paradise? What's in paradise? Whatever you want. He said, what else? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, what else do you want? What do you think he said? So that's it. Huwa dhak. That's it. I don't want anything else. There's nothing else that I want in Jannah except to be with the Prophet. That's the type of iman that the Muslims need. That's what we need today. That's what we're missing today, in my view. Allah Ta'ala alim. That connection to the Prophet ﷺ that is so deep and that is so connected that we fear to be away from the Prophet ﷺ. We fear that he rejects us in any way, as with Allah. Not to say that we forget Allah at all, but that's a given in a lot of sense. It's easy. It's easy to say Allah, but it's hard on the nafs that it's another human being. It's hard on the nafs. And I don't know, I think that not only is it to love, but the feeling of being away from the Prophet of Allah ﷺ. That is also a feeling that should be encompassed in the meaning of love. Because when Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about love between a husband and wife, He says mawadda. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. That He placed between the husband and the wife, mawadda. Mawadda is endearment. So endearment means the person is dear to you when they're with you, and what about when they're away from you? The feeling should be unbearable. That's the nature of love. It's not like, oh, they're with me, oh, it's all good, they're away, I'm busy doing something else. So that aspect has to be there. And one of the better examples is Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was going to Yemen. The Prophet ﷺ, he walked him out of Medina, and Mu'adh was on the camel. And he said, Ya Mu'adh, it could be that after this day, you won't see me, we won't see each other anymore. And Mu'adh, he lost it. He was inconsolable. He couldn't comprehend. The Prophet ﷺ sent him to Yemen to give da'wah to the people. And he said, أَعْلَمُكُمْ بَالْحَلَالِ وَالْحَرَامِ is Mu'adh. If you want to know about halal and haram, Ask Mu'adh. And he was inconsolable. He didn't want to go. He got confused. He became bewildered. The Prophet ﷺ said, it's all right, do what you have to do. And he asked for dua, and the Prophet ﷺ walked him to the outskirts of Medina, and he knew. So how difficult would that be for a person to know that they're going to see that other individual, mother, father, brother? Imagine if your mum came to you tonight and said, this is the last time we're ever, like straight out, this is the last time we're ever going to see each other again. Even when someone unfriends you, is what they do, unfriend or block on Facebook, you get cut. You're like, man, why did that person unfriend me or whatever it is? Imagine if they said, we're never going to see each other again. That's it, I'm going to a different world, and you're staying in this one. We're not going to meet again, or you're going to go and I'm going to stay. So it's not just the love aspect and the connection aspect of the Prophet ﷺ in being with the Prophet ﷺ, but it's the pain and anguish that's felt when one is away from the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.